Welcome, everyone, to the Maine State Championships. We are here on the Silver Series of the Disc Golf Pro Tour in New Gloucester, Maine. Today, we are in round 2 at the Bittersweet Ridge Disc Golf Course, a beautiful private course nestled in Gloucester, Maine. I'm Sarah Hokom here with Nicole Dionisio calling the action.
Hey, everyone. Start off round 2 here on the Pro Loop. We got hole 1. It's par 3, 322 feet. You got 2 ways to attack the basket, right up the gut, or you can go around this little island in the middle, out to the left with a forehand or a little turnover, and try to scoot right up to the basket. That's up on a hill. Tucked away right there.
Today we have Jessica Weese, myself, Sarah Hokom. We also have Allison Haggett and Courtney Cannon on the lead card. We'll start out with Jessica Weese in the lead by 3 strokes. She's going Vulcan around the outside. A little bit early on her release. Drops through, but she cuts through and ends up on the other side of the island of trees.
Here's Sarah. What are you throwing here?
I'm going with a photon that's pretty beat in. Looking for that hyzer route on the left side as well. Little late release.
Left it out a little wide, but it looks like it's working.
I'm outside the circle, but I got to look at birdie.
Got Allison Haggett stepping up to hole 1.
She's a local, right? From the local area?
Yeah, she lives about 25 minutes from BSI.
All right, so probably gets a few rounds here. She's going with her cohort. Or was that her lion?
I think that might have been actually her Mirage.
Oh,
no, it is the lion.
The lion. All right, the lion.
She throws a lot of pink discs, so it's tough to keep up with all of it.
And Courtney Cannon, first time we're seeing her here on the feature card.
Team Discraft.
She's
going with a forehand.
Yep, shot a great round yesterday. She's going with a crank.
Oh, and she popped it out there nice, it looks like.
Looks like a great line. Coming in, fading right towards the basket at the edge of the circle, inside the circle.
Putting for birdie.
CTP. Here's Jess throwing a recovery shot with her Sonic. One of her patented throws.
She's been throwing that all week.
Puts it close. I'm sure she's glad to have that back in the bag. I know she lost her money one.
I think she's borrowing that from a local, so she might have to give that
borrowing?
back.
Oh, please, whoever that is, please let her keep it. She throws it well.
Here's Sarah with her birdie putt outside the circle. Good bid.
Little cold today. It's barely 50 degrees here when we're starting. A little bit of swirly winds. Courtney for birdie. High and left, but hey, she wasn't tentative.
No, she was.
That's a good sign on when you're in the first hole. Definitely don't want to leave it short.
Everybody looks like they're just going to tap in for the pars.
So no action on this first hole, but what about this course? Tell us about this course, Pickle. What do you think?
This is one of those courses that I feel like you definitely need to get a few rounds in before coming out to play. Like, it's a little quirky. There's the shorter holes get a little technical, and then we have some really long fairways, open fairways, but it's tight.
Open?
I feel like they're open. I guess I'm just used to that wooded golf. So these ones seem pretty open to me.
After everyone watches this front nine, please leave us a comment about whether you consider this open or wooded. We'll get the lowdown here from the viewers.
I guess I'm just so used to Maine, New England golf, so I've played in tighter woods than this.
So a bunch of pars here. All the margins are still there. Moving on to hole 2.
Got a nice little slow-mo with that Sonic. Hole 2, it's par 3, 202 feet. You usually have about 3 different shots here. You can go wide hyzer, spike hyzer up around all the trees, or you can go up the middle, or you can go actually like up the ante, like a little ante line to attack the basket. And you really just want something to push up and kind of slide right up. And there's a log pile behind it that you can hit, and you're basically putting within 20 feet. So this is one of those must-get birdies, I feel like.
I need to grab me some of that wood from my campfire tonight.
There's a lot of it out there. Jess with a little forehand.
Going with the glow leopard. Little deep, but hits the perfect tree. She just pulled a karma card on us right there.
A little redirect.
I'm throwing a meteor, looking for that middle gap on a slight ante. And totally missed it. And I kicked out pretty far on the left side.
Clip that little octopus tree right there. Got Pixie. Oh no, this is Allie Haggett.
Allie with the cohort.
Just tried to go up that little sneaky gap. Just caught the tree a little bit and kicked off. Yeah, we got Pixie.
Pixie, right. Courtney Pixie Cannon. She's going drone. Looking for that middle gap. Looking good.
Looks like she's hit it quite well. She's going to be putting inside the circle, it looks like, for a birdie again.
Great shot. Allison recovering from early hit.
Hits the tree with her cohort.
The negative kick, of course, off the blocker tree.
Sarah, you're in fairway 7 of the sweet side.
I've never played that course, but I was hoping I wasn't going to run into any groups.
Yeah, just putting it up there. Allie trying to save par.
Solid run. And Courtney for birdie.
Oh,
cans
good
it.
birdie.
Putting with those magnets. I think that magnet kept it in that left side. Does she have a real magnet? Do they have real magnets in there?
It just stuck right in there like it did.
Cleaning up the par. Jess with just a drop in. That's the way to start it off.
Yeah.
I mean, it took a second hole, but
like I said, this is definitely one of those must-get birdies. Once
Always
you start
feel-
getting out into the deeper holes, those are a little bit tougher to get.
yeah, can this be hole like 17 or something? So Jess and Courtney with the birdie. I got the par, Allison with the bogey, and Jess takes an increase in her lead to 4 strokes.
We're moving on here to hole 3, which is a par 3, 343 feet. And it's going to be straight up the middle, and you really have to beat these. There's like 3-4 guardian trees up here that you have to beat to really punch in towards the basket to be able to get a putt. And then they also have the Bittersweet vine, what the course is named after, all right there, just taking over the trees, which makes it look beautiful.
Oh, that makes sense. I was bittersweet. I was thinking that's how I felt about the course.
I
Didn't
think a
realize
lot of
that was
people
an
did.
actual piece of vegetation.
It is.
Jess with the Vulcan. Looking for that turn around the outside. Hits the blocker trees. I mean, those are prevalent. It is that right gap, which is the big hole in the fairway, is so hard to hit.
Pixie going with a forehand.
Get that crank out there. Also hits the same tree.
Is this your trace?
This is actually a fairway, a relay.
Relay.
I'm looking to hit that right gap again, like everyone else. I do not throw it properly.
Turned
Get
it
some
over a
turn. Turn over a lot. There was some wind out there today.
There was actually a lot of wind out there, and it was really swirly. It was fighting through all the woods.
Allison going with her trusty Pharaoh. I assume she's trying to go up that right gap as well.
She just
Turns it
ripped on
over.
a little. Just hit the bush and kicked down. This is one of the few holes that does have OB. The parking lot plays OB on this hole.
With the cohort. Tough stance. Tough lie. Does Allison throw sidearms? I haven't seen her throw one yet, but
I don't think she throws too many. I think that's part of her game that she's still working on. Jess with a forehand here. This looks like her gator.
needs a skip. Nice.
Puts it right up in
Parks it. Throwing an envy.
Oh, yeah, making it look easy.
It was way harder than that.
Everybody attacking a little forehand, putting it right up there.
Pixie using the drone, throws it a little deep, has a little bit of work left to do. Allison from outside the circle. Little wide. She's a little bit on the struggle bus right now. I can't imagine how it feels. This is probably the first time she's been on coverage in a major event.
This is definitely, I think, one of her first big events.
She's handling it really well, but I'm sure there's some nerves there.
Also, that little home course curse, you know.
Totally.
I think we all play this course so much, we just know we can get the birdies there. So
many good memories, but also, like, how do you block out those bad ones?
Yeah. Allie's going to clean up.
Allie with the double bogey. That'll drop her back a couple strokes. Everyone else gets the par on some great approach shots and putts. Tough hole. I don't see a lot of birdies on this hole.
Yeah, this is a tough one to get a birdie on. Okay, now we're starting to move on to hole 4. It's a par 3, 490 feet. And you got to play over the parking lot, up into the fairway. And the fairway goes up over a hill, which the basket's going to be tucked away behind the hill, and then with a death putt. And we'll get up here to it here in a second. This is one of those iconic holes out here at Bittersweet Ridge.
And then behind the basket, right, there's this massive drop-off.
Oh, yeah. If you go deep, it's gone.
Looks pretty inviting until the end.
Jessica Weese with her strike.
No.
Just left it up a little high and a little early, but it looks like she's going to be up there on the fairway.
We had some pretty heavy wind here. Was pushing on a headwind left to right. Courtney going with a punisher. Looks good off the tee, and she puts it right in the center. That is exactly where you want to be.
Gets it right on the fairway. Perfect shot. Sarah with a backhand here.
I'm throwing in insanity. Also looking to match Courtney's drive.
Playing a little skip off the pavement, it looks like.
And I'm pretty happy with that. I kind of like that left side for the approach.
Allie's going Faro.
Turns it over just a little bit into that headwind. And she's in the trees.
Just left it out there a little
See
wide.
how she can recover from that. Jess with the early hyzer into the left side. She's got work to do. Fully lays out for the shot. Gets a kick off the tree to the left side. Allie with a tiny little hit off that tree, but pops it out into the fairway. And Pixie with her second shot on a hyzer. Gets a beautiful skip and
oh, wow.
Parks the
Park
massive
City.
Downhill. Wow.
Yeah, that's a great upshot right there.
Amazing.
Completely blind.
Throwing an envy up the left side. I feel like it looks good, and it's not even close to the circle.
Left it a little short. Yeah, that's one of those. This is one of those ones that's tricky. Like I said, it plays a little deep. Jess is gonna go forehand here.
Looks like she's forehanding her putter on a turnover line.
Oh, she put it down that hill.
Ooh, and
she got lucky it sat right there because it could go down further, and there's a stream down there.
She's well outside of circle 1 on a big uphill putt. Allie with the putter. Oh, that was a cohort, actually, her flippy one.
She got a little skip off it.
It looked good from her side, but it definitely left her down that big hill. I'm putting from outside the circle.
Sarah's putting for par.
To get the par.
This is one of those tough pars, I feel like, for sure.
Definitely like a 3.5.
Yes, I agree.
Just for bogey.
Oh.
That was such a tough putt.
Yeah, tough Tough comebacker right there. Allie putting with her Nexus Firefly.
For the par. I'm putting for bogey.
Gonna clean up and move on.
Yeah, this hole, 490 par 4. Man, I feel like this is a par. I feel like this is really a par 4, even though it says it's a par 3.
Yeah, for the women, this is one of the tough ones.
Even for the dudes, I feel like it's still a par. It's still, I mean, no dudes got it today either.
Yeah.
So, spoiler alert.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, tournament directors, it's a par 4.
We agree.
It's been declared. Bogey double par. Courtney with the beautiful upshot gets the par, maintains her position. Jess goes back to even, and I'm at 3 over.
Coming up to hole 5, which is a par 3, 200 feet downhill. And you really need to play with something with speed control here, because the basket's going to be on a hill. And then if you leave anything over the hill, again, it's going to be going down towards that stream, and it's kind of see you later.
See you later, alligator.
For sure.
Is there alligators down there too?
No gators. It's too cold up here in Maine.
This hole is so far downhill. The first time I looked at it, I just went, wow.
This is one of those good holes. And this is one of those ones that you need to get again.
Courtney going with a magnet on a slight hyzer line.
Just hits one of those trees.
She's got to look at birdie, though.
Yep.
I'm going with a standstill insanity tomahawk.
I like the play.
Hits by the basket and then rolls to 90.
Ugh. I do like that play, though. I've never seen that too often.
If it hits right, it'll stay, but this time it didn't.
Just forehanding or putter?
Yeah, this appears to be the...
Oh, wow. Just hits the tree and sits.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is... I can't believe that sat. That is so fortunate.
Yeah, I'm shocked, too. That
Allie with the putter. I like that angle. But gets a little flat, and now she's on the backside of that
caught
hill.
a little roll away, it looks like.
I feel like anything will roll on those hills.
And we got a chip up right there.
Yeah, we don't even know who's out at this point because we are so far away from each other. Throwing a spin from a knee, trying to throw under a branch and over a bush.
And it just sat right there.
I was happy with that. That hillside is extremely steep. Any wrong hit, you could just roll all the way back down to 50.
Pixie just laying one up. Smart play.
Allison in recovery mode. Her third shot.
Doing a little scramble right now. Sarah looking to clean up par. Oh, good one.
Just over the rim.
Sneaked it in there.
There's almost no point in practicing flat putts for this tournament. This is something I'm learning. Like, nothing is flat.
Nothing. You're right. I guess I didn't notice it until yesterday when we really were looking at the coverage. Everything is on hills. It's all about, finesse putting and really trying to lay it down without having it roll away. Or just make you putt.
Just hit the chains. It's so easy.
Name of the game.
So Jess gets the birdie there, going back to -1. I'm still at 3. Courtney's at 6. And Allison's hanging on at 11.
Coming up to hole 6. It's a par 4. It's 390 feet. And this is one of the tougher holes out here for sure. You really have to smash something up this fairway, this tall hill, to get up to the top of the hill just to have a look at the basket, if you're lucky. Then you have to get up and over the hill and beat all the guardian trees and have something just lay down, again, softly before it rolls away.
On yet another sloped green. Heavily guarded.
This one says 390, but this one plays longer than that.
It plays like 500.
Yeah, it's like 300 just to get to the top of the hill, it feels like.
Jess with her turn.
Just smashes.
To the short tee.
Puts it to the short pin.
A local told me that if you can throw it to wherever those short tees are, then that's the good spot to be.
That's what I'm usually trying to aim for. Any of those short tee
Pixie
pads.
going with a force on a flex line.
She gets it up there.
Quite high enough, but she's in the fairway. She's in a great position. I'm throwing a trace, a little bit of a flex line, sneak by those trees, and also mostly at the top of the hill. Still can't see the basket from there, though.
Still going to have some awkward footing.
Allie with the Pharaoh.
She's getting it up there, too, but again, it's going to be a little bit awkward footing. Pixie with a big forehand. And just hits a tree and gets knocked down. Allie's going to be doing a standstill.
It's like her cohort.
That's a great shot from where she was at. She's going to be outside circle 2 still.
I'm throwing a relay here. Trying to hit the gap, and I'm in circle 1.
Putting for birdie.
Jess with her coyote.
Hits the tree.
First available, kicks left. A lot of work to do. Magnet for Pixie.
You get on this left side, and it is just jail over here. Jess forehanding the Sonic. She's got that thing dialed in.
It's a fun disc to throw. Pixie recovering. Magnet.
Pixie looks like she's just laying up and taking her par.
Allie with a putt.
Just a little low.
And here for birdie.
Bam. Nice birdie.
And felt good.
Yeah, that's a good one to get. Like I said, that's a tough hole to get. Jess putting with the hyzer. Oh, just sinks it in there. Pixie cleaning up her par. And Allie just tapping in.
Really fun hole. So much elevation on this course. That brings, with that birdie, I get within 3 of Jessica. So we are battling it out here on this super wooded course. Lots of elevation.
We're on hole 7 now. It's a par 3, 443 feet. And you're going to play a shot up into this gap area. And then the basket's going to be tucked away to the right in the shadows. And this is, again, this is one of those good holes. This is one of the fun ones out here.
So many trees to navigate here towards the end of the hole. And also drop-offs on all sides. I'm going with a trace, trying to push that left side and get a slow fade to the right. I hit the gap, but I fade a little bit quicker than I want, and I'll be just outside the circle. Jess with her Vulcan. Pushes that left side.
Just gets knocked down by a tree.
I was trying.
Here's Allie with her Pharaoh.
Looking for a little more turn than that. Fades left.
Fades a little early. Gonna have a tough little upshot there.
And Pixie going with a force. Up the left side. On a flex. Doesn't quite get the angle right and fades right. She'll be outside circle 2, putting back up at the basket.
Yeah, she's gonna have some trees to weave through.
I think I should have thrown a fairway driver here.
That's kind of the miss with the forehand. I feel like you tend to go a little early into those trees, and it can definitely be jail.
Jess throwing it a little bit low, leaving herself outside the circle for her par.
Allie with her cohort just hits a tree and gets knocked down. Pixie with her magnet.
He hits a tree, but close enough. Outside the circle here for birdie.
Oh, off the basket a little.
So close. A little awkward stance. Allie with a tentative look at her par save. And Jess to save her par.
Just leaves it a little wide.
Allie cleaning up the bogey. Also Jess with the bogey.
Sarah just tapping in a par. I don't think you're going to see too many birdies on that hole from the women.
Yeah, we did not see any birdies in the 9th difficult hole. And, half the field bogeyed it, half the field parred of it. So it's definitely a score separator.
Here we are on hole 8. It's a par 3, 185 feet. And there's a couple different ways to attack it. You can go the hyzer route right here to the right or right up the middle. And again, this one's going to be tucked away on top of a hill. And this is one of the more aggressive hills out here. You really need to play something on it without having a bad roll away.
This one gets the blood pumping when you're walking up it.
This one does.
And you never have flat footing. Even when you're pin high, you have this downhill happening that's pretty extreme. I'm going envy on a hyzer.
Taking that middle gap. Oh, and just puts it right up there. Great shot.
Pixie with the buzz.
Gets a little tree direct.
She's pin high, but she's got a lot in her way and an extreme downhill, downslope on the left to right.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough putt from there.
Jess with a leopard. I like this play. That's the big part of the fairway, and it leaves her on the right side, but she's pin high, and I feel like it's a better putt than putting from the bottom of the hill at the same distance.
Allie with her Mirage. Little turnover, and yep, she just lands at the bottom of the hill. She'll be putting for a birdie.
Looks like she's got some trees in her way, though. Pixie with a tiny gap, but it's there.
Oh, it just sits. Looks like Allie's going to have to go hyzer around the tree.
I think she just laid that up.
Yeah.
Looks like she was pretty blocked. And, of course, the camera doesn't show how extreme that elevation is. Jess for birdie. Perfect. Center chains with that
great hit.
Anheuser putt.
If she missed it, that thing was going down the hill.
Hopefully she wasn't thinking about that at the moment. Clearly she wasn't. I'm in a straddle to avoid the downhill back foot. Get the birdie. I'm stoked about that. There's not I haven't gotten a lot of birdies yet on this front 9, and there's a lot available despite their trickiness.
Yeah, they're there, but like I said, the short holes, they're just a little quirky, so you really got to know those lines.
It's a little bit of local love here.
Definitely.
So with those birdies, Jess and I are matching each other, and she's back to -1, and I'm 2 off of her at 1. Courtney's at 7, and Allison's at 12.
Stepping up to hole 9. And it's a par 4 at 600 feet. And this is definitely one of the tougher holes too here. You really need to play something like a fairway drive or something right into the fairway, because if you veer off any which way, you're going to be in complete jail. And then usually you're going to have a blind shot up and over this hill with the basket tucked down away, and then you have a beautiful stream down here to the left. So if your disc doesn't sit, it might be getting a little wet down there.
And this is like some extreme elevation beyond the grass into this kind of chipped area.
The elevation changes out here are extreme. Like,
yeah, I wish the
D-glow
camera could
extreme
show.
or
Yes, exactly.
yeah, I wish there was the elevation.
We have a bit of a headwind here, so I'm clubbing up to a stable trace. It still flips and sneaks through the trees, puts me back into the fairway. I played a karma card right there.
Oh yeah, look at that roll. That's great. This is definitely, this is one of those holes I was shocked it had that headwind.
Jess with her turn, looking for a turn.
Yep,
turns
flipped
out.
it right up.
Turns.
Turned it up. Oh, and she just, wow, she crushes one down there.
But fades into the left side. That's going to be a tricky out.
Yeah, she's going to have some work to do. Pixie with the little forehand.
She's playing a drone shot, so she's playing conservative and gets the perfect kick back to the middle.
Yeah, I like that play. Like I said, just try to stay in the fairway here.
Allie with a lion, also looking to play the conservative mid-range shot off the tee. Fades a little bit left, but she's in the short grass. That's the important part.
Yeah, she's going to have an upshot.
Pixie up first, throwing a meteor
Throwing a meteor, wow.
on a slight flex.
Look at this thing
Goes
glide.
all the way down the gap, and now she's pin high.
Wow, that's a
She
crush.
had a beautiful shot.
So she went,
Overstable mid, understable mid.
wow. And putting for the birdie. That's crazy.
This is a cohort up the right side. Great play. Elevation pushes it down to the left side, but she's in range of the basket. That's a great shot. I'm throwing a relay here, looking for a slight flex and a fade right at the end. And I just let it go nose up.
Just hits the tree and
Hits the
sits
tree.
down.
It does just sit right there, though. Jess on a recovery line.
Oh,
Hits an early tree. Now she's onto her gator, looking to push it down that gap, which she does. Beautiful shot. Ends up right, but rolls
catches that hill.
all the way. That hillside is just so extreme.
Yeah, it's so tough to really have one just sit there.
Man, I was looking at this shot and I was like, wow, this is a pretty tricky shot down this hill, even though it seems straightforward. Well, got a 15-footer. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it is it's a tough upshot from there. Allie just laying one up,
Allie
it looks
for
like.
yeah, that was for her 3, though. She got all the way down there. Jess for her par.
Just bounces
Early
off.
left.
Pixie putting for birdie.
Woo!
Wow, great birdie. You're not going to see
Great
too many of
birdie.
those.
So she got it, and only a few of the men really got it today, too.
Yeah,
what
I believe
a great
it.
shot.
That's this tough hole.
She's the only one on the women's side. Tapping out par. Happy to have a par on this hole.
Just tapping in for the bogey.
And
Allie just taking her par.
par is good out here.
Par is great on that hole.
So with that bogey and Courtney's birdie, Jess is still in the lead at even, but I am only one stroke apart at 1 over. Courtney's at 6 and Allie's at 12 as we move into the back 9. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the back.